Good morning, Acadiana, and welcome to another edition of Morning Coffee with Big Al.
And Special T and Company.
We're happy to be coming to you from Cypress Street Radio, AOC Community Media's streaming broadcast.
Look for us every day of the week. Our 8 a.m. show will start your morning off right. That's right in a good way.
Not right as in radical right. We bring you good ideas, good pastimes, and who knows what else, with
a progressive
flair.
Oh, that's good. Okay. You can look for us at our 7 p.m. stream, which is a great backdrop for some decaf and peace of mind. So either way, get your coffee or your other beverage of choice, sit back and enjoy the show. Did I forget something?
I don't think so. No, that sounds like that pretty much covered. I guess you could say your time-appropriate beverage, but then somebody might, they might take issue with that.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, there's some other things they can do.
Oh, yeah?
Like, there's some pretty cool stuff going on. Actually, I think that there's a special anniversary thing going on with Lee's Hideaway and Lee's downtown in Lafayette, and they are supposed to have had a wonderful Beatles night that happened Thursday evening at 7:00 downtown. And we've got some good stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
Your timing is just sort of off, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, there might be some interesting things going on. Okay, for all you radio people out there, let me just share with you that this recording time is going on for a while. We've had this set, but it's not really agreeing with some of my animals. I think we're having birth going on right now. Oh my Lord. Well, I don't know what to say.
No?
Just talk. Just distract me.
Well, I guess for all the cats that are watching too, it's an added attraction. But so Lee's had a Beatles thing going on. I guess I must have missed that.
It was 19 years that they've been around. I didn't even know this place existed. Did you? Lee's Hideaway? I guess it's on Lee's Avenue, somewhere across from somewhere. Oh my God. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh. Can you hold on just a second?
Sure.
I'll be right there. Carry on for a minute. I'm going to be right back.
Okay. Well, I think Specialty may be doing a little bit of midwifery for her cat there, so I would say we can expect her back anytime, and I guess keep the sound effects in the meantime. But I'm not sure about the Lee's thing, and this will probably be history when y'all catch this, but there are a lot of nice places to go to downtown with live music, various entertainment, maybe I should say a variety of entertainment, but and of course you can always tune in and watch us on Morning Coffee here in the morning, of course, as per the name, and also in the evening. And Specialty usually has pretty good handle on some of the local events here in the Lafayette area. Another one we're going to be talking about that mainly she'll be talking about is there's going to be, I think, and don't hold me to it, I may be off on the date, but I think it's the 23rd.
It is. It's the 23rd.
Yeah, they're going to start having basically free COVID shots on Il-Decon. And if you haven't had an opportunity to get vaccinated, this is your opportunity to go get, I think it's either a Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson vaccination. I personally had the Johnson & Johnson myself, and I like the one and done idea, but we'll talk more about that now that we have Special T back with us. And
somewhat distracted.
Yeah. Well, we'll have.
It's going to be a really interesting radio show, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
One down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But so what else? Is there anything you wanted to discuss before we got to the stuff on Il-Decon, or what? What's on your mind?
They had the Surgeon General of the nation talking on one of the public radio stations the other day, and what he had to say was so interesting. He had like an open Q&A with people who were sort of like on a Twitter and Zoom connection with him, and they were able to ask him all these really great questions. And one lady asked something about people who've already had COVID, and I've heard people say this before, that they don't think they don't need a shot because they've already had COVID, so they think that their immunity is going to protect them. But what the Surgeon General said is that the immunity that you get from having the disease or the virus, if you've had a light case, which you obviously had if you didn't just almost die, the immunities that you develop from that experience with a light case is not going to be strong enough to keep you from getting it again. That you're better off taking the vaccine, because their immune responses that it generates are going to protect you that much better and keep you from getting sick and possibly dying. So having it is not a guarantee that you won't get it again. And in fact, I have a friend whose brother-in-law decided he didn't need to do anything. He didn't even need to protect himself. And he got it a second time. And he managed to infect two of his aunts during the holiday. And he had gotten it and he died.
Yeah.
So much for that immunity,
yeah, it's not something to take lightly. I mean,
not at all. Not at all. There's something you're supposed to do and you're not doing it. I'm talking to my cat. Well, she's.
But breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to breathe, but I think there's another one about to come.
Yeah.
Yes. This little baby needs to go in here. Let me just put this. Hold on. We're
and your cat's been to the Lamaze classes.
Well, she has not.
Oh, she hasn't. Oh, no wonder.
No, you need to get in here with her. You're supposed to be in there with your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has no idea what to do.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an instinctual thing, but
yeah,
I guess I'm not a veterinarian, although I would say that I did play one on TV, but I didn't. I guess I could play one now, but and it would not really be TV, but I guess be YouTube, the next best thing. And so I guess, I guess Special T can now say that she's played a midwife on.
It's kind of messy in here.
Yeah,
but
on the small screen. But,
on the small screen, yeah.
Yeah, I guess depending on what you're watching YouTube on, it could be a fairly good sized screen, I suppose. But
our magic man who takes care of everything, he'll make sure it does what it's supposed to do. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So let's see. Oh yeah, we were talking about the COVID stuff, and you were talking about there's
a big event. It's not really a benefit. Well, it is a benefit to anybody who participates. On June the 2nd, there was a collaborated effort to try and bring COVID shots to a community that had been isolated from actually being able to take advantage of them. And what we have to remember is that people who don't have transportation of their own usually end up being picked up by a manager, a supervisor, a co-worker, or whatever, and carried to their place of work, which means that, they might not have that opportunity. They might have that opportunity to go and work with their coworkers, but they may not have that opportunity to just go and decide to go to a COVID place at a hospital somewhere that's far away from them. So because they were able to get a commitment by 25 people that said that they really wanted to have the COVID vaccine, the Department of Health has sent a team with COVID vaccines to a location where they're able to offer the vaccine to people who live in this area. And I don't think this is the only time that this is going to happen. And in fact, I had heard that there was a report that if the South had done the vaccines where enough people had taken them like they have every place else, that we would have herd immunity right now. But we don't have that because the South has been reluctant. A lot of the people have been reluctant to go ahead and get the vaccines. So there's going through the extra effort. I saw kind of a cool thing, like get a shot and get a beer, which I thought was clever. I thought it was really clever. And I think they had like an old man on the front of the Advocate with his beer, and he'd gotten a shot. So I thought that was really cute. There are people that just really want the shot because they want to be safe around the people that they're with. So this is happening. Okay, it happened on the 2nd of June. And it was a collaboration between the Department of Health, Acadian Ambulance, the National Guard, ACLA, which is ACLA, which stands for, it's in Spanish, Asociación Cultural Latino de Acadiana. And what that is, it's the group that actually puts on the Latin Music Festival, where they have people who are English and Spanish and other nationalities who have been learning, going through Spanish table and all that, who just, like Spanish music, and they put this festival, on for a while. Well, the Department of Health and other people reached out to them to help with translations, which is kind of cool. And I
was just going to say, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. You go.
No, I was just going to say there's been a major decrease in cases since people have been getting vaccinated. I mean, some people are worried about the radio transmitter and stuff like that. But, hey, the cool thing is when I pull into my driveway, my garage door automatically opens.
Automatically, and really, they gave them to the people in the medical community first. Don't you think they know what was going up? But how are you going to do something like that through a shot? Do you realize how tiny that is? Okay, you think it's advanced, so what?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, it's
it's not feasible.
I mean, there's people that just try to disrupt.
I think that they are. They want people to not be safe. Okay, I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to come back and tell you some more.
Okay, well, it sounds good. Yeah, there was actually a Star Trek episode that had a group in it called the Disruptors. And now they actually had a legitimate complaint. And in this case, I think it's a lot of people that just don't have anything better to do. And I mean, it's not just with the COVID. I mean, the whole COVID situation was very poorly handled anyway. But and of course, you have a lot of people with an inherent mistrust of the government, and a lot of times for good reason. But when you get back to the economics of it, the more people are healthy, the better the economy is going to be. So that's kind of a no-brainer, regardless of whether somebody's red, blue, right or left, or whatever political flavor they might choose. I mean, if everybody's healthier, that's generally a good thing. But the vaccination, I mean, I got mine a couple of months ago in Opelousas, actually, and I happened to get it. I got the Johnson & Johnson because I just wanted to be one and done, and I think it's a good vaccination. And but I just happened to have a friend of mine that where she worked, they wanted people to get vaccinated to, protect. The more people are vaccinated, the better their protection level is, the greater the immunity, et cetera, et cetera. But she got me in contact with someone, and I guess it was the next week, I was kind of persistent because there was an age thing then. And I said, well, how about leftover shots, And they told me, the lady told me that they had a setup in Opelousas, and I got there a little bit early and left a little early. I mean, it was like 15 minutes. You had the little waiting period there to make sure there's no adverse allergic reaction or anything like that. And very easy. I mean, my temperature was up a little bit the next day, and other than that, that's the only side effect I had. Now, my ex I think she got the Pfizer. Could have been the Moderna, but I'm not sure. But she was not feeling too good the next day after her second shot. So, it does vary with the individual, but, your body is producing. It's a pretty interesting process when the body is producing the things required for to generate the immunity for whatever the pathogen happens to be. But,
and what I've heard is they actually have some shots some other vaccines that they think are going to come online pretty quick.
Really?
One that actually is produced from the actual virus itself, as opposed to a genetically developed artificial vaccine.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, it was on the news yesterday. Anyway, there's a lot of things going on for the thing on the 23rd, because they're not only having the group that are giving the COVID shots, but there's been a program where the Go-Go Bibliomobile from the Lafayette Public Library has been going out to this place to bring the opportunity for reading books to the children in this area. And it's actually the same date as one of these visits. So they're going to be coming out from 4 to 5. And then also earlier than that, I think from 2, which is the time that the COVID shots actually start being administered, at 2 o'clock, there's also going to be a kind of a drive-through thing off to the side at the corner of Herbert Road and Sweetbriar, to where people will be able to take their cars and actually get food, non-perishables that they can take home. That as they come through, there'll be shared information about the fact that they can get their COVID vaccines too. So there'll probably be sheriff's deputies there helping to kind of keep an eye on the traffic flow. parking, directing, where they need to go. And the sheriffs have been wonderful from the very start of the programs that have been going on there, and even before. But they have they really are embracing the community, and the people out there are really sweet, and they have been escorting the bibliomobile, the go-go bibliomobile, through the apartment fourplex complex. Fourplex. It is
Yeah,
a fourplex complex. Yeah, it's like a big
sounds good.
circle.
Yeah.
And so they go through. So it's like a hello, we're here. It's time to bring your books back in, so that their books would be due on the 23rd, that they had gotten in earlier. No, it would have been late May. Time to bring their books back. And they've had a wonderful director for the outreach program at Lafayette Public Library named Amy Wander, who has been doing the Go-Go Bibliomobile and different things as far as outreach that probably includes the makerspace. And they have like a little bicycle thing that goes through downtown Lafayette that talks about the library. The people that ride the bicycle talk about the library, not the bicycle.
Oh, you mean? Oh, okay. I thought we had to talk the bicycle there for a minute.
That would be pretty cool. They could put some sort of recording of it. Hi, I'm your bicycle bibliomobile.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go to the library, and if you've got books, be sure to return them when you're through. But anyway, they'll be there too. So it's just like this massive event that has all sorts of moving parts. I know that the Rotary Club of Lafayette North has been very involved with it. The local sheriff's department, Rotary Club of Lafayette North has together with the city, and it was actually consolidated government, agreed that they could set up a park there on that area. And it's kind of weird because this particular complex of buildings are sort of a hodgepodge of ownership. It's not owned by one entity.
Yeah.
Each fourplex has the possibility of having a different owner, and might even be an owner from out of state.
Yeah.
And so you can notice a marked difference between one unit of four and another. And they've had some hardships too. They had a fire a couple of years ago. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but really disturbed the lives of four resident families. And when that happens, the Red Cross comes in, and tries to help them find a place to stay while their resident is being restored. And I imagine at this point, we didn't have Arch then, but I would think that Arch would be involved also. Their mission is to try and find homes for the homeless. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to take a little break.
Okay. Well, I would imagine that things are going well with Specialties. Her other duties while we're making our exciting show here. I guess this has been mainly a lot of local stuff so far. I mean, there's a lot of national stuff going on too. I don't know what interests people the most. I mean, of course, local stuff is always, well, usually. What's that? The Cajun Blaze is coming back to Lafayette, we've just been informed. Newsflash. But
so these are restaurants that closed down during COVID. If I'm not mistaken, the Blaze is a pizza place where you build your own pizza out there close to Costco's. So they
Yeah,
got a new name or an
the
old
Wendy's is going to be called Cajun Blaze now. Is that the idea? Okay. Because I was thinking, I got a Blaze pizza here in the past few days, so it must be, must not be that one. But I guess if it's a good hamburger, that sounds good. And I guess I'm still not totally clear. I mean, is it taking over the location of Wendy's on Johnson, or is it, um, huh? I, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess I was there on Johnston the other day at a Mexican food place, and kind of a um, oh, I think it's a pretty good place called the El Pollo Loco, and apparently the staffing seems to be a little bit spotty, and that seems to be a theme, for a lot of places. That I mean, and I have no idea what their uh, pay structure is at El Pollo, but a lot of people are apparently not wanting to go back to work for poverty wages, which is kind of understandable. But I don't know if that's the case at this place. They might pay fairly well, but I don't know that. But I know I was gonna go there and eat inside the other night, and they didn't have the dining room open, and so I went through the line, and people always try to put a spin on stuff, and they say, "Oh well, we're emphasizing our drive-through," and I said, "Oh, so short-staffed, huh?" And she kind of smiled and laughed, but I mean, if somebody's going to be working, they ought to be able to make a living doing that. I mean, that's, call me silly or socialist or communist or whatever, but, it's kind of like, seems like people ought to be making, if they're going to work, they ought to be able to make a living. So that's, and granted, not everybody should be getting brain surgeon wages, but you still, if you're contributing to the economy, which everybody that works, and even people that don't do what a lot of people would consider work, they're contributing to the economy because they may be making it possible for somebody else to work who's more directly involved. But that's more of I guess, a national thing going. And here looks like specialties back. So
barely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, the timing is off.
Oh, really?
Well, it's about time on the show clock to take a real break if y'all want to take a real little break.
At any rate, we have live recording. Well, it was recorded live of a finale of a little band that actually has played at Festival International. They play Cajun music. It's two boys. They're sons of their parents, and they made a little band called the Aqua Family Band. And they had a real interesting way of playing their music.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I don't know.
Stand up performance that prompted people to stand up. So,
and we're going to have a little cut of that during the break. Is that
right? And also show you the information about the COVID shots and things that are happening later on this month and in July. And there's a lot going on. I mean, Father's Day is coming up, and then the 4th of July, and I think that they probably are going to have Save the Paquita Day Maybe we'll talk about
Save the what now?
the paquita.
Paquita. I don't guess I'm familiar with that.
It's a dolphin. It's about,
the paquita. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very
Bueno.
injured. So anyway, y'all take care. We're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, let's take a little break.
And I think we're gonna have number 2.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
you.
All right, so we hope you had a chance to write down all that information, and that you enjoyed the music that we played, and that if you have any relatives that have not been vaccinated yet, to explain to them that it is really important, because you care about them, that to be vaccinated. I have a friend who has... she wasn't going to do it. She wasn't going to get the vaccine. And her two sons, both very bright young men, rather young. One of them, I think, just graduated from college. The other is still in high school, getting ready to, go on and make his next steps. We're saying, Mom, we really care about you, and you really should get the vaccination. And so she did. And she said she's glad that she did, and and another, that her 80-year-old grandmother got her shot, and she feels really good that she did. So just take advantage and feel really good about what you're doing, because you're helping yourself, you're helping your family because they care about you, and you're helping the entire world to try and get past this thing. Unfortunately, there's some places that are having a really hard time. India has it's been noted that they have, because of the inability to do the vaccinations to their population, have a variant called the Delta virus, Delta COVID, and that has made its way through Southeast Asia and China. Just, outbreaks of it, some, where China's taking a real hard stance as far as lockdown, making sure that the people who are in that area that have been exposed or that they have tracked stay inside, and they don't let them outside. They don't let them out of their place. They have guards, somewhat like the COVID quarantine in Korea. They put guards on the quarantine apartments too. They would have guards there all night long, to like chaperones, like when you send your kid off for a special event, conference or whatever, and the chaperones put tape on the door to make sure that the kids don't leave the room, and if the tape's broken, then they get kicked out.
Yeah.
You hear about that?
I hadn't heard about that, but that sounds like a positive way to know
that they need to follow the rules.
I'll be right back.
So now I get to handle things. We're gonna let Al go and take care of business. But Al, you need to mute. Okay, he's muted. So anyway, so let me just say that I know Al talked about his exam. His vaccination. I got mine. I got a Pfizer, and I didn't take mine until March, even though I would have qualified to have taken it in the fall. But because of my travel schedule, I was unable to take it with the confidence that I would be able to follow up in time. So, and I couldn't take it where I went because of the same issue. So I actually got my shot. We filmed the last one, which was on March the 30th. And they're saying that the little card that you get is going to be really important. It is going to eventually, if things keep going the way they are, you'll have to have that card for access to group gatherings. Not with your family, but I'm talking about going to concerts, going to sports events. And we've actually had some of the people who have signed up wanting to get their COVID shots do it because they want to be able to be allowed into sporting events. So if you think about that matter too, that's another incentive. I understand that there's going to be a huge attempt to incentivize getting the vaccinations here in the South because we just failed to do our part. The CNN is given a very, I guess you'd say, bad grade for so many states here: Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. And their statistics are talking about people who are not fully vaccinated. So they're not giving credit for one. They're giving credit for if you've been fully vaccinated. And the problem is if you get one of the vaccines, you are vaccinated, but you're not as protected as if you have done the full sequence for those that have a two-part process, which would be the Moderna and the Pfizer. And Pfizer, I don't know if everybody knows this, but they've actually been approved for having the vaccines go all the way down to age 12. And one of the other questions that was asked to the Surgeon General was whether or not or when they were going to be having the vaccinations available to younger children. And they said that they would be coming in time, but that the important part is to get the vaccination to the older people because they're more susceptible. And then there was one girl who called, who was a young girl, who had mentioned that her school had indicated that the children didn't have to wear the masks anymore. And she didn't feel good about that, and whether there would be a federal mandate to make the kids wear masks. And they said that, that they were not going to do that, but that it was sort of misguided that the school was telling that the young children didn't have to wear masks anymore. If nothing else, if they don't show they may not show the signs of having a virus, but that they would be carriers. So that is a problem. So
where is this? Where are you talking about now?
It was some private school. It sounded like it was somewhere up north.
Oh, okay.
So, but I imagine that we probably have a high frequency of that here. I mean, you're seeing where a lot of places don't even seem to act like there's a threat anymore. And I've talked to a lot of people my age, and it's a case that if you're going to be in a place that is going to have people that you have no idea about whether they are vaccinated or not, it's better to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
In grocery stores and stuff.
Well, I definitely have noticed a lot less mask use, but it's that there are, and I don't know what the percentage of people that are vaccinated down here, say in Lafayette, for instance, but what the percentage is, but
well, they said that are not totally vaccinated. It's like in the 30% range, between 30 and 40% here in the South. Now, if you look at just where they've had at least one, it's up to like 46% for Louisiana, and we're tied with Alabama. Okay. And Mississippi's a little lower.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's less than 50%. So that's not cool. I just thought that I have something that might be of interest that we haven't talked about.
Oh, yeah?
It's some things that are coming up in September that we're
Okay.
actually going to supposedly have the Boudin Festival on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of September.
Okay.
And they are going to have some races, the trail for responders, in honor of the first responders on September the 11th.
Huh. Okay.
Like a 5K and a 10K and maybe a 1K. I mean, or maybe a walk. I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
that is getting ready to. You're gonna start seeing posters around for definitely the 9/11 one, and
Okay.
well, these others too. And I don't know what they're doing about Festival Acadie, but people are just like, it's like when there's something happening that it's almost like there's a lot of people that want to be there. We have a new bookstore in downtown Lafayette. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
It's called Beausoleil Books. It's a private company that's doing it, not a big box company.
Yeah.
Some group that's local. And it's on Jefferson, right next to Paris Inc., the place with the t-shirts. And it looks really nice. And they have a lot of emphasis on poetry. And I think they have a bar where they serve alcoholic drinks too.
Well,
that'll draw.
Nothing like going and getting drunk and reading some, maybe buying a book,
Books and poetry,
Yeah.
Get the brain cells working in opposite directions or something.
Yeah.
But they had a lady. They had some feature poets reading their poems. They did some excerpts of other people's work. There was a woman, Bonan is her last name, Christy Bonan. She read. She was talking a lot about the Longfellow's Evangeline poem, which is classic. And, she took a new spin on that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She did her own poem where Evangeline had a baby. So that was kind of weird.
Maybe throw a little Delta Dawn in there too.
Yeah,
Delta Dawn. At it. I don't know if that was local.
Speaking of Delta, that we're supposed to have a more active hurricane season this year.
Really? What?
More active.
I don't think we need that.
And we're into it. I don't know. I hadn't seen anything that's named yet, but I know they've had some threatening weather systems. And we certainly had a lot of rain about 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, actually, there's been a fairly persistent system that's kind of, like today, which, of course, people that are watching this probably don't know what today is, what today we're talking about. But it's, and by the time people see this, we may have another system that's kind of settling into place to, produce more rain activity.
Well, I can say that even if it hasn't rained, that every day I have noticed some really dark, threatening clouds that look like they could form into like tornadoes or something. I mean, they are so dark and it like, oh my gosh, it looks like something is going to happen. Now, whether it just dissipates or it just moves on down the road and causes trouble other places, I don't know, but really dark, threatening clouds.
Well, I think really 3 now, huh?
I think so. She's about to do a flip.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But we've been under, and once again, by time people actually
She did
see
a
this.
somersault.
Oh yeah. By the time people actually watch this edition, we may be out of the flood warning, but I think we're getting. I mean, we had a lot of rain here, of course, and then I've noticed quite a bit of rain up north. That's probably contributing to the, the flood warning. But it's been kind of I mean, to me, the weather patterns have been kind of strange for the past year or two, and
well,
this has been kind of a persistent system that
that
we've had here.
yeah, this all kind of goes in line with kind of I think that there's a realization that there's definitely some issues that have to do with being conscientious about how we manage our exhausts and our pollution and our waste in so many different ways, and that we're on the threshold of really causing lots of problems. I mean, the problems have started. The glaciers are always moving, but I mean, they're melting.
Yeah.
In places that had a huge amount of stability are not stable anymore.
Well, I mean, a lot of places it's a major water supply is from the glacier melt off, and the thing is, I think due to some of the weather patterns changing, and of course the temperatures and stuff like that, the snow is not, it's not getting sufficient. These areas are not getting sufficient amounts of snow to help reform the glaciers, and basically they're just kind of fading away, which is not a good thing.
No, it's not. I'm happy that on July the 1st, the Rotary International Group has extended, along with their existing grant areas that they have identified as being qualifying for huge monetary grants. They've added environmental sustainability to that. So things that will encourage long-lasting programs to help the environment. Transferring energy usage to things that are more compatible with the planet. Realizing the need for pollinators and preventing extinction of different species. Different types of food usage.
Right.
Because, I mean, believe it or not, the use of they really say that eating or turning more to vegetables and greens, growing as opposed to animal diets, carnivorous diets, the waste that is involved is and the impact on the air quality too.
Yeah,
can make a big difference. So I can say without a doubt that Vermilionville has done really a good job as far as managing things like that. They have an amazing contraption that they use that changes their food waste in an environmentally friendly way into compost.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's something that, I mean, we need to be recycling. We need to be, I mean, another thing with Louisiana, and can't recall exactly what I read about this, but the offshore wind farms and stuff like that. I mean, that's something, people talk about the oil patch losing their jobs and stuff like that. Well, I would think that there's a lot of stuff that could be done with, offshore wind turbines. I mean, something I'm very confident that could be done, and that
so
could
we
be
need to do that. We need to do that, and we need to get solar panels on our houses. And supposedly, that is it's supposed to be some sort of way that it's more commercially feasible for regular folks to do. Also,
look
for things like this, and be conscientious of what you eat and what you throw away, and how you get from point A to point B.
Yeah,
I need to put air in my bicycle wheels.
Yeah, we need to go for a ride sometime. I was just thinking about that earlier today, I think, but I need to put some air in my tires too.
Air in your tires and raise your sails.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. We hope that you get your COVID shot and that you pay attention to how you're living your life.
Sounds good. And come by on Facebook and visit Morning Coffee.
Yeah, no telling what you might find there.
That's right, exactly.
Maybe I'll have 3 little kittens on it.
Yeah.
Anybody wants some kittens? Give me a call. Send me a Facebook message.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was quick.
That was like Saved by the Bell. See y'all later.
Okay, we'll see y'all.